Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure for me to welcome everyone to this webinar on SDG entitled Prosperity, Inclusivity and Sustainability, the Nexus. Special thanks go to the EPU and Amanah Lestari Alam or Alam for co-organizing this webinar today. As you are all aware, prosperity, inclusivity and sustainability is the subtitle and the overarching objective of the 12th Malaysia Plan. This reflects our commitment to achieve our Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. After all, what is the point of being a rich country if there is inequality? What is the point of rapid development if we sacrifice our beautiful environment? And can we consider ourselves a developed nation if there is no sense of social justice? Ladies and gentlemen, all these strategies and initiatives in the 12th Plan are aligned with the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, or SDGs. I'm sure that most in attendance today are aware that we have successfully presented Malaysia's second SDG Voluntary National Review, or VNR report, for the year 2021 at the UN High-Level Political Forum on Sustainable Development in mid-July this year. The gist of our report is that while we have made a lot of progress on our Sustainable Development Goals, there is still some work to be done to truly become a prosperous, inclusive and sustainable country. Ladies and gentlemen, the 12th Plan is a comprehensive development plan that aims to ensure sustainable economic growth with a more equitable distribution of opportunities and outcomes. In order to achieve this, the government will adopt a whole-of-nation approach that involves the entire government machinery, industry, society and CSOs in implementing structural reforms to strengthen the resilience of the Malaysian economy and prepare for future challenges. In our quest for higher economic growth, we often overlook the importance of caring for the environment. The country, and indeed the world, now faces risk from global warming and environmental degradation. In the past, the environment was often relegated to second place in favor of irresponsible development. However, as Malaysia's economy evolved and industrialized, many have noticed the gradual degradation of our most precious heritage, our environment. We must acknowledge that without proper regulations and strict enforcement, there exists a natural trade-off between the environment and development. The environment and the future generations' ability to enjoy nature's beauty cannot be sacrificed simply for the sake of increasing our GDP. The government is encouraged by the spirit of our young people who in various cities around the world recently protested in the midst of the 26th UN Climate Change Conference, COP26, agitating global policymakers of this generation to do more for our environment. Ladies and gentlemen, politicians among us have to do a lot more for the environment and for sustainable development. In many countries around the world, there are active social and political movements dedicated solely to the advancement of nature's cause. For example, green parties in some countries, such as Austria and Finland, are part of the government. CSOs such as Alam must also continue to convince Malaysians to ensure that caring for the environment is part and parcel of their lives. The importance of our natural environment and our responsibility to it must be inculcated in every single one of us. In this connection, the education of school children is particularly important. We must teach them that habits such as littering and the responsible disposal of waste are disgusting acts that are sinful and harmful to our lives. There is a need to ingrain environmental awareness into our culture. In protecting the environment, we must remind our fellow Malaysians of our duties to God and to His creation. Ladies and gentlemen, the COVID-19 pandemic has, of course, underscored the connection between environmental health and human health. In view of this, we must urgently address the critical issues of unsustainable socio-economic activities in our country. I hope that the much-touted COP26 will bring about a much-needed boost to the Sustainable Development Agenda. The threat to our shared environment requires coordinated efforts from every country, developed or developing. COP26 provides the world an opportunity to put aside our respective geostrategic interests for just a moment and to instead focus on our shared interests in ensuring a safe and sustainable world. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the 12 Malaysia Plan's themes, Advancing Sustainability, highlights the efforts to boost sustainability in improving the quality of life of the people while protecting the environment, conserving natural resources, and ensuring planetary health. Furthermore, we have stated our commitment towards net zero GHG emission at the earliest by 2050. I welcome all stakeholders to participate in providing good feedback and suggestions as to how we can together spur Malaysia's economic recovery and enhance our sustainability going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, once again, I thank Amna Lestari for organizing this webinar with the EPU and for all the work you have done in furthering the Sustainable Development Agenda in our country. Alam has been exemplary in fostering partnerships between private, public, and global organizations in shifting the behavior of Malaysians for the planet's future. It now gives me great pleasure to launch this webinar. I wish all panelists and all participants a fruitful meeting ahead. Thank you and all the best. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.